Hi Gun Geeks, I'm Destiny from Guns, Gear, and Fitness, and this is my little boy Aries, my American bully. This video is about my top 5 favorite shooting range experiences within the last 4 years of my YouTube career. Starting from 5, the least exciting to most exciting. Shooting the Barrett 50 cal. I'd never shot a 50 cal rifle before, so I get to hang out with one of my friends who runs Wisconsin Tactical, has an awesome collection of firearms, in addition to the fact that he sells guns so he can get his hands on some pretty cool toys. We played with full auto that day, like some really fast stuff, AK-47 in full auto, but what really took the cake for me was not shooting full auto, because I've done that before and it's fun, but what really did it for me was shooting the Barrett 50 cal for the first time. That was thrilling. I was a little nervous because I'd never shot a 50 cal before, and I'm left eye dominant, and the Barrett that we were shooting was a bolt action single shot, and it's definitely right hand operation, so that was a little wonky for me to kind of adjust. At first I was trying to make it work with my right eye, and it just, I don't know, I couldn't get my brain to focus the way I wanted it to. But the first time pulling that trigger and the concussion, dude, like the concussion of the shot, just poof. It was like, you ever have a pillow fight as a kid? Just like being whacked in the face, except it was completely invisible, but it clears your sinuses. And the sound, it's like thunder, but it's all around you. I mean, obviously I'm shooting with Ear Pro, but it still is enough to almost like rack you. It was really exciting and a novel experience, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to do that. So that's number 5.
You say that, no, that means you're going to be the one picking me off the ground, right?
No, it's got more push than anything.
Yeah. More of a head rush.
There we go.
How much for the flag?
And just remember, since it does push you, definitely flag. You don't want to get too close to that scope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Stupid left eye dominance. It's on fire. Oh, you're right. That's nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
That was like stupid fun though.
Charlie?
Alright, you're on safe and it's empty.
Oh, yeah.
More of a head rush.
Oh yeah, that was plenty of fun. You could feel the concussion just kind of woof. If I could grin harder, I would. That may.
Number 4 would be training and shooting USPSA with Ben Stoeger. It's just really a cool thing that the guy who happens to be winning USPSA nationals, you know, left and right, he's also from Wisconsin. It's like small world type thing. A couple years back, he had sent me an email inviting me out to train with him for a day and then to shoot my first USPSA match and put that up on YouTube. So I spent an entire day, gorgeous summer day of, I think it was like a July or June a couple years back. And I spent the day training with him and his wife Keita, and turns out they're both just super fun people to be around, and obviously Ben knows his stuff. I mean, he wouldn't be winning things like he does if he didn't. But he is also a really excellent instructor. He's really great at breaking down technique and what makes shooting the way he does as efficient as he is. So that was it was fun because I got to do more run and gun than I'd ever done at any one time, and it was also just a blast getting to spend the day with Keita and Ben. And then the next day, I had stayed out and shot my first USPSA match, and oh, that is a thrill. I mean, I wasn't really like spectacular at it, but just the pressure of having that time on you, having people watching, and knowing that you're going up against other shooters was exhilarating. It's definitely something I want to try again sometime. So that was number 4. Number 3, the C is blowing up a truck using the M60 at the Iraq Veteran 8888 shoot just this past, I think that was October, just this past October, so not too long ago. Oh man, I've never shot a belt fed. This would be my second time going to the IV 8888 shoot, so there are I'm excited to go and see a bunch of my friends from the YouTube world and the firearms world. But Eric and the crew from IV 8888 always set up just a really fun experience, lots of really interesting targets, some binary, and they set me up on this M60 mounted on a truck, and I got to shoot this truck that was filled with some binary explosive, and oh my gosh, I was really nervous, never having shot belt fed, and like having all these people. There's this whole line of YouTubers and they all have their cameras and stuff, so that kind of got in my head a little bit. I mean, I was still being safe with the firearm, but I definitely missed at first, which, you know, but my heart was pounding, and I switched eyes so I could shoot left eye, and boom! Biggest explosion of my shooting experience. Oh my gosh, the grin that I wore lasted like a week easily. That was stupid amounts of fun.
I like the idea of doing this every year. So Destiny, where are you? All right, she's gonna hop on the M60 here and take out that truck. All right, we're gonna blow that truck to smithereens. All right, we got to set up with a big fat binary charge, USA Chemical Supply. All right, and then Flingster. So basically, everybody that's filming, come on up, set up, get ready, and we'll film this. We'll film it from a bunch of different angles. We'll drop all the files, and everybody can just share footage, and you know, that way it's something to tie into everybody's video, right?
Experience number 2, shooting the 500 one-handed for the first time. I've done this a number of times now, but the very first time that I attempted shooting the Smith & Wesson Model 500, oh man, I was terrified, because it's not a firearm to be taken lightly. No gun should you be, you know, just messing around with. You should always be safe and cautious and careful. But the 500 is one it's very punishing if you don't handle it appropriately. And I was not really looking into trying to plant those sights in my forehead on camera. So I had been working out and upping my my exercises with my upper arm and upper body strength. So I felt pretty confident that I was going to be able to handle it. And I had been shooting it two-handed for, I'd say, about a year at the time that I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the step. I don't know if it was just enthusiasm or maybe I don't know, thrill-seeking, but I decided I would try it for the first time on camera. So again, heart pounding, I'm nervous as heck. I only am loading one round at a time just in case. I don't want anything to go wrong, even though I'm confident with manipulating the firearm. Held my arm out there, I'm preparing for the recoil, I'm like counting down in my head, okay, I'm gonna fire in 3, 2, and if you watch the video, you can see my arm just racked by that 500 Magnum round. And I didn't shoot 500 Special. That was 500 Magnum. I want to say it was a 350 grain round. So there are harder rounds, the harder hitting rounds out there. But for shooting one-handed, I wasn't, about to go crazy, especially not for the first time. Now I've done it, probably a dozen times, and I've shot... I think up to, not the 700 grain have I done one-handed, but it's still, every time I go and try it again, I think about that first time.
Hey Gun Geeks, I'm Destiny from Fate of Destiny Media, and this is the Smith & Wesson Model 500. Wow, man, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I was all like amped up, like, yeah! Oh, man. I don't know, unless you do a whole lot of rhino hunting or something, that this is a practical gun, but gosh darn is it fun.
That brings me to my number one, my very top experience in my YouTube and shooting career in general. Shooting the Range Officer 1911 in 9mm at SHOT Show 2014 in front of Rob Latham. I knew who Rob Latham was because I've been a fan of Springfield pistols since I was a kid. I kind of cut my shooting teeth on my dad's Springfield 1911 A1. So of course I had to stop at Springfield's booth and check out what they had for that year. And I had the opportunity to do a little video with Rob Latham where he introduced a couple of new pistols. Among those new guns was the Range Officer in 9mm. Now, I'd already done a full review on the 45, and I'm pretty fond of it, so I had experience on that, but I didn't have any trigger time on the 9, so I'm intimidated as all get out to be talking with one of my shooting idols who made his career on shooting 1911s. So that was already, going through my head of, oh my gosh, don't embarrass yourself, don't embarrass yourself, don't embarrass yourself. But then on top of that, I know I'm going to be shooting in front of him with a gun I've never shot before. So needless to say, yeah, I was nervous. I get the gun in hand. He hands me a couple of magazines after giving me kind of the rundown on why they did the 9mm and, the Range Officer and all that good jazz. And I'm shooting at Rob Latham's IPSC style target that he co-designed with Action Target. It's an IPSC style silhouette, has an A zone that's about, I'd say, triangle with about a 3-inch base, 3-inch height, thereabouts, and it has a B zone of a chest plate, and both the A zone and the B zone are swinging plates. So I thought, you know what, let's go for broke. I mean, I'm shooting with Rob Latham sitting right here, so I'm gonna try and look like I've shot a gun before. And every single shot of that first magazine of that 9mm Range Officer went through that little A zone. There was just ping, 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 you know, as the next round loaded, and the little steel plate, fling, fling, fling. One of the coolest things I have ever done in my entire shooting career. And Rob Latham stops me after one magazine, and he tells me, you know, I just had to interrupt you. That was really great. I mean, I know, you know, the gun is a good gun, but it's still kind of the driver. And he gives me another magazine, and oh my gosh, if the pressure wasn't on before, then it was really just cranked up a couple notches. And I'm already shooting at, like, you know, 20 feet away, so there was some degree of, you know, effort involved with making those shots. But dang it, the next magazine, every single shot, ping, 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 ping. The look on Rob Latham's face as I hit those A-zone hits every single time, something that I don't think I'll ever forget. And what was even cooler was I must have made some kind of great impression, because I had everybody in the, you know, the Springfield booth watching me, and you had a couple of people clapped, which was just, oh, it was crazy and awesome and wonderful. And I came back, SHOT Show 2015 this past January, and he remembered me. He's like, hey, let's get a 1911 in your hands. For one of my idols in the shooting sports industry to remember me, my name, and how I shoot, it still just gives me butterflies thinking about it. It was one of the singularly most wonderful experiences, and I don't know that I'll be able to ever top that. What are some of your remarkable shooting experiences? Let me know in the comments. And if you dug this video, feel free to subscribe.
What you're going to love the most is how accurate it is, how easy it is to shoot, and how light it kicks.
Yes, please. All right, let's see what I can do.
You know, once your baby is taken and changed by everybody,
Yep, as anticipated, this thing is a tack driver.
Oh my gosh, I gotta say something. That is unbelievable. I think you might have hit the little triangle almost every shot. That is amazing.
Thank you.
I just had to interject that. I know the gun shoots well, but it's still kind of the driver. Exceptional.
Well, I've got one more mag. Let's burn it up.
Boy, the pressure's on now. Don't mess
All
up.
right, gosh.
Don't mess up now.
Like everything from here is a flyer,
That's right? Everything else is bigger than that, so.
The women's stuff. Hey, you think she's jerking that trigger?
Are you available for lessons? Because I need a little tune-up on my trigger pulling.